everybody.
Totally live.
Surprise live. I'm trying to do a little share action here, but maybe you could do it on mine. I don't know. All right, well, let me tell you why we're going live. Gus, guess what I got in the mail today?
Yes, you showed up with a box.
Look at this giant
Mystery box.
Okay. And the box is from Scuba Schools International, SSI.
Right.
Right? So one of the heads of SSI sent this to us, and I figured let's open it together and show it to the whole world.
Might as well.
No idea what's in here. And luckily I have this.
Oh, boy.
It's Gus's. But I should be okay with it. Did you see the thumb action? See how I
Yeah, no. Super smooth. You've been
Heck yeah.
doing it for a while. Hey, guys. Everyone joining. Thank you for joining. We just hit live. We had no plan for this, so I apologize for not letting you know in advance. We just clicked on go live. So
I don't know what's in this. A giant box from SSI. What did they send it? Do you keep holding the knife the whole time you're working?
no, you should
point, put it
just
down.
let me have the knife. Just
I feel
no,
good with it.
Just give me the knife.
With it, okay. That was cool. All right, here we go, everybody. I'm going to slowly take out stuff, I guess. Okay,
Oh.
Item number 1. There's a lot of things, a lot of boxes.
Here, let me open that one.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Get closer to the microphone, Woody. All right, so this box says SSI on it. I don't know if you can see it. Whoop. Pretty cool. Let's see what it is.
Oh my God! Look at this.
Oh man, there's a lot of I guess hose protectors
Let's see.
for servicing gear. That's cool.
So I'll look at your hoses and slap one on there for you.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Okay, are you ready?
There's a lot of them. Oh, what's that?
Can they
It's a
see it?
massive flag. A little bit.
I'm gonna hold it up. So give me a second.
Oh my God.
Can you see it?
Yes.
All right, that's one flag, but there's more.
There's more?
But yet, there's
Oh
more.
my God. All right, here we go. Let's see.
There's another tube of something. A tube of something.
A tube.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a cave map.
I
That would
think
be
I'm
awesome.
gonna need you to. Oh no, I don't need to. That's awesome. Wow, SSI, you hooked us up. You ready? Wow, there's. I don't know. There's a lot. Oh, all the education pathway posters.
Oh, that's awesome.
Boom.
We can do a video on that.
And we're gonna be teaching all of these classes. We're gonna be
Yes.
rolling them out. This one is it any different?
I don't
Become
know.
a free diver.
Oh,
By the way, we are working very soon with a world-class free dive instructor that will be joining our team. I can't announce that yet. I mean, I can't announce officially who that will be, but that's coming. Of course, we want you all to become divers. If you're not a diver, we will be announcing massive classes and opportunities we'll be able to do in various places. This one is always want to promote clean oceans, proper ecology, so it's a really cool
that's awesome.
poster related to that. And this one
Wow,
is,
there's a lot of posters.
Oh, this is like the responsible diver code, right? So, there's probably a
Nice.
patch to the responsible diver code. That is one of the forms with SSI that everybody has to sign.
That's cool.
Okay, hold on.
Just saying hi to everyone, by the way. Thank you. Hi from Finland. There's people from Portland all over the place. They're asking us what we think of Patty. Patty's fine. Such another
Great.
scuba agency.
Oh,
no
you
problem.
open this one. Here you go. A little
Oh,
box.
okay.
Awesome
All
dive.
right, here we go.
Listen,
We get
all
to-
the dive agencies are good, guys. We're really lucky.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
these are
which one.
the tags they put on the BCD to say that they're service.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We
Wow,
have an
there's
envelope.
a lot of them.
Usually, when you're
Yeah. Stickers.
official partner of the Snorkel Club, we are an official SSI Dive Center.
Yes, we are.
Stickers.
Nice.
Okay. And there's more.
Oh my! There's more.
Yes.
Damn.
Hold on. I'm just...
They want to see more Mike Young.
There you go.
Yes.
Can you do this?
Okay. I'm only getting the service stuff, but this is a mystery package. Ooh.
We have. Oh, cool. You know, like when you're. When you are celebrating, or you're on a boat or something, and you want to celebrate the certification, so you hold this up with.
Oh, that's awesome.
We got one of those.
That's cool.
By the way, it's all scattered all over your floor right now.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Leave that for you. Well, there's more. Okay, you open that.
So this one is the stickers for the tanks when you do the VIP, the visual inspections. So that's cool.
Another.
Oh my God, this is so awesome.
This one says.
Let's see. Cheers from Germany.
Experience the ultimate. Woo.
Nice. Nice. Good stuff.
So, thank you, SSI. And thank you for supporting us, really. You know, SSI, you've been incredibly supportive. Oh, wait. Sorry.
More stuff?
I think so.
All right.
I don't
open that one.
Yeah, this one's. I think this is. I hope this.
Patches?
Oh no, this one just belongs to you. Nothing to do with this package at all. I don't, unless it's a. I don't know what this is. I don't think that's related.
Oh, this is this is a frame for the motorcycle for the gas cap.
So anyway, no, I was going to say thank you so much, SSI, for believing in us, for making us an official SSI Scuba Center. We are going to make you proud. And you know what? We're inclusive. Everybody, we just want to embrace diving. We look forward to working with so many of you out there in the world. That would be instructors. That would be people wanting to learn to dive, or people moving up through the system, what we call leveling up in SSI. And we're even going to have dive guide classes to ultimately get you the dive master recognition and full instructor trainer classes. And then together, Gus and I are going to be announcing an incredible, I'll call it stress and rescue weekend.
Yes.
That'll be at Ocean Treasure in South Florida. We're going to do a really fun experience with that. So we have a lot in the works.
Yeah.
And we just announced, everybody, a Science of Diving class. If you haven't seen that, please sign up June 15th and 16th. It's a 2-night virtual class, $150. It is a required class in SSI to get the Dive Master recognition, and it does count, of course, as a specialty class. So you can find that on our YouTube channel. We just posted it out there on the channel. And on our Facebook pages, there's a registration link. You click on the registration link. You fill out some information. You kind of affiliate with us through that. It'll ask you for some things, your photograph, a few other bits and pieces of info. Then we invoice you. And after you're invoiced, you get the digital learning kit. This is a standard process for SSI. You will complete the digital learning on your own, and then our virtual class will be about 3 or 4 hours each night. A lot of fun, and some world-class speakers will be in our class. So
as always, so a lot of people commenting, saying congratulations to us. Thank you, everyone, for doing that. We appreciate you, of course, and we are, if you notice, over the last several weeks, we've been pushing for training. We've been pushing for new classes under SSI, and the main reason why we're doing that is really to answer what a lot of people have commented in our channel, which is, I only want to learn to dive with you guys. We get comments like that daily. People that were scared before, people that had a bad experience. Maybe they tried diving at a resort and they didn't really have a good experience. So they tell us they want to dive with us. So we decided to invest time on partnering up with SSI, the agency that Woody is an instructor trainer for, that I'm an instructor for as well. Hole puncher also came in there.
Yeah,
that's cool. And offer training for you guys. Obviously, we are in the U.S., so we have people from all over the world watching this channel. If you're interested in training with us, obviously, you can always come and train with us on the classes that require you to be with us and dive. And then we have virtual classes. That's why we decided to start with virtual, because you can take it from anywhere in the world. So that's
right.
That's
and
the idea.
and I don't know if you mentioned, I was trying to organize some of this. We can also do instructor level professional classes.
That's right.
I am an instructor trainer with SSI. I am going to be setting up a few ITCs. We will announce those. Those will also be likely in South Florida. And we'll take you all the way through to your instructor exam. And when you're done with that class, which is probably going to be somewhere between a 5 to 6 day class, you will be an instructor after that. So
Yep.
we're going to offer it all, and we're just getting started. We have an operations manager now. I'm very proud of her. She's working really hard for you guys, those of you who have already signed up for a class. We would not be able to do this without her. Her name is Susan. Anybody want to guess what her last name is? Gonzalez. Gus's wife is officially our operations manager, and I'm not kidding you. You must have that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the other thing we're going to be doing, and we're working this out. We're going to be announcing Dive Talk trips. And these trips will be to various places in the world. They will include, at times, sort of a convention style where we'll dive, eat together, and have nightly speakers with some world-class people as well. No specifics yet, but things are in the works. So a lot of exciting things.
We're getting a bunch of questions. If you want to turn the screen on, Woody, and check those out.
Give me a second.
Yep. Thoughts on diving when prone to panic attacks? Want to learn, but I'm worried that I'm going to have an attack underwater. You know, diving is a really progressive activity. Like, you start in a pool, like at 4 feet of water, like a meter of water, just like very shallow. Then later on, not even on the first lesson, or perhaps even the first day, you will move into the deep end. And then once you get familiar with that, you will move into the open water, but very shallow. Like, we typically start with dives that have a maximum depth of 25 to 30 feet. So that's up to like 10 meters, 9 meters, something like that. Very, very shallow. And as you get familiar with that, then you go into deeper things and you do more training and you get more experience. So before you know it, you feel totally comfortable on the water. Now, I'm not saying everyone is like that. I'm sure there are some people out there that will never get over, will never feel comfortable. But for most people, you know, like me, I'm a good example of someone who, I remember when I bought my dry suit, the guy who I bought it from is like, this is great when you learn how to cave dive. And I'm like, I'm never going to be a cave diver. This was in 2018. And in 2020, I got certified as a cave diver. So,
hey, Nick, thank you for the super
things
chat,
progress.
by the way.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
You said we miss it. Thank you. Hey, we don't under TDI teach intro to tech. We do. I teach under IANTD right now, the KISS Spirit, and I will also be teaching the KISS Sidewinder.
Yes.
We're just working out. KISS is making some changes as it relates to their program. Very good changes, by the way, and that will then allow me to even teach the Sidewinder, so that's coming.
Somebody said if we're still teaching at Sea Ventures. No, we started Dive Talk Scuba again, so to have the opportunity to teach to you guys. So we're kind of doing our own thing now with Dive Talk Scuba. It's our own dive center.
Yeah, but if you happen to have Sea Ventures is now Dive Ventures. And
right.
They have shops. I think they're up to 11 or 12 shops. So sometimes people will say, I want to become certified. I live in such and such a state. Who do you recommend? I got to tell you, if it's a Dive Ventures shop, it's first class. It's first class. I would easily tell you to go there and take classes with them. They're great.
Yep. Some people with other medical conditions asking if they can dive. It really comes down to your doctor. Really, we get this question a lot. I suffer from this or that. Can I dive? We don't really get to make the call. Is your doctor has to sign off on your medical form in order for you to dive. So as long as your doctor says it's okay, you can dive.
That's right.
Ever
What's
done
in
any
Lake
dives in
Michigan?
Arizona? No.
Lake Michigan, the Great Lakes in general, have very pristine wrecks. They are cold, so I would say that you can't dive them, in my opinion, unless you are dry suit certified. And in fact, I would want a heater on underneath it. When I say cold, I mean it can easily be in the temperature range of the high 30s to 50s at depth. Unbelievable, beautiful wrecks.
Absolutely. Somebody watching from Denmark. Thank you. That's awesome. I've never been to Denmark. I want to go. let's see. I think that was.
I should have worn my SSI cap today.
By the way,
actually.
today will be a short live stream. I know
Yeah.
we typically do like super long ones, but
I have
do short ones.
to take a call in a
Yeah,
in a few
Woody
minutes,
has a
so.
call in 15 minutes. Norway, that's awesome. England, thank you everyone for tuning in. Is there any good caves in Utah? I don't know. Are there good caves in Utah?
I don't
if
know.
so, why aren't we diving them? I'm not sure. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and let us know. Ever been to dive spots in Monterey, California?
I've dove in a couple of different spots in California, mainly in up the San Diego area, and I don't remember if that was one of them. It's been a while.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to Lake Lanier?
Thank you, Effie.
Millions of times.
For being a member, by the way.
For
and
9
by the
months.
way, you're right, Effie. We have our first ever Dive Talk trip at
Yes.
Ocean Treasure in Lauderdale by the Sea.
2
We'll
weeks.
call it a meetup.
2 weeks.
How many people are coming, Gus? 28 to
Yeah,
29,
we
something
have
like that?
we have about 28 people coming to our meetup. So we have our very first ever meetup in Florida, and it was interesting because when we put together the meetup, it was like a year ago. We had like I don't know 1,000 subscribers.
And you're
or
right.
something.
When
It was-
you really organized this.
No, but the point
lot of
is,
work.
we put together this meetup. I was hesitant because we kind of took over like a whole hotel. We booked like the whole hotel, and I was like, I don't know if we're gonna if we can fill this thing, we're gonna have to pay out of pocket, and it's an
Yes.
expensive, super fancy, awesome hotel, and right on the beach, and we sold out within 2 hours or something, right? The event, and then
So honored.
and then I reach out to because we're not charging anything for people to go to meet us. We just don't do that. You want to meet us, you meet us for free. There's
course.
no. All right. So then I reach out to companies and said, "Do you want to sponsor the meetup?" And I said, "You don't even have to give us money. All we want is free stuff for the people coming. That's it. Just give us free stuff for the people coming. Don't give us any money. We don't want money right now. I mean, I do want money, but not for the meetup."
Yeah.
And
So
it
how
was
about the money you don't want?
it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
Every company
Incredible.
that I asked, honestly, every company that I asked say yes, which is great. I didn't put out like a public thing out there and said any company that wants to sponsor. Maybe we should have. It would be nice to be sponsored by like Red Bull and
Well,
Rolex.
but one step at a time. Like I think that was
Yeah.
just a test of the waters. You're coming to meet us, and that's just huge, the honor for us. So we'll get to the point where we have even bigger companies, I think.
But it was awesome. We got like boxes like full of stuff.
Great stuff we're bringing.
Nobody
give away.
Nobody at the meetup will leave without something free. Like there is so much stuff.
And we're gonna dive with these
Like look at
folks.
this. I'm gonna pull the you answer questions while I pull this
Okay,
box
sure.
from Shearwater.
Sure. Yeah, I mean Shearwater is just loaded us up.
Look at this thing. This is
And this is
This is
Shearwater
the box
stuff.
from
Like,
Shearwater.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
You know when you get a Shearwater box in the mail when you order something
like-
from them, you're excited.
there's like a million. Look at all of these. These are like for sunglasses and
oh,
stuff.
I love those.
These are cool. They
Great.
float and stuff. Mask, neoprene mask straps,
Thank you, Shearwater. Thank you.
towels,
Oh.
microfiber towels. Let's see
mean,
what else.
How could you not just love
Yeah, there's
Shearwater?
more stuff. Oh yeah, and by the way, Tarek, a brand new special edition Tarek.
I'm coming to the meetup.
We're
How do you win the Tarek?
well.
I'm just kidding. We can't wait to give this stuff away. How cool and good does it feel to be able to even
Amazing.
give stuff away? Like that people want to come and visit us and we can give you stuff. It's just the best feeling in the world. I'm really
Orca
happy.
Torch sent us a box. I can't even pick it up. There's so many lights in that thing.
And they've been with us since the start.
Oh, my God.
I'm never diving with another light. Not only are they awesome, but it really means something when somebody's there from you at the start. You know what I mean? So it means a lot. There's so many things flying by.
Music Interest asking a good question. Are you going to vlog this event? We are planning on recording a lot of stuff. It's just tough. We don't really have a whole lot of help when it comes to editing. So the vlog style videos are always the toughest to edit. The reactions are easy, right? It's just us sitting one camera. It's pretty straightforward. but the vlog stuff is hard. So we will be recording. I don't know how quick they'll come out, but yes.
Hey, Tori, this is a great question.
Yes.
Have you picked a winner for the video short yet? We want to see what you guys have to do, swim in crocodiles, etc. So listen, we were overwhelmed. We were just let me finish this. We were overwhelmed with just everything ramping up at once. Now, because we have an operation manager, which is Susan, we are going to let her coordinate getting all those video ideas together and submitting them to the membership for vote. Yeah. We are late on that because we just could not do everything. It's coming, and then absolutely we're going to shoot it with the winner if they decide to be in it or just direct it. And if it says the winner is dive with crocodiles, you're going to see Gus jumping in there with crocodiles and me smiling right next to him, for example. So I don't know. But long answer to Tori, we're behind, but now we finally can catch up.
Thank you. And Pyro, thank you for encouraging everyone.
I'm gonna have to personally jump off because
if you want, people are saying, why don't we just stay and just talk? And then when you're done with your call, just come back.
Okay. Yeah. But it's going to be a while.
It's fine.
So don't forget, I tried to organize the stuff all over your office floor.
I can't. Might as well keep the stream going since I can't even walk out of here.
Well, it's one pile now rather than lots of piles. I got a little excited. I'll be back. I have to do a call, and I'm already having fear of missing out on the live stream. Is that a thing?
No, you'll be fine.
No, I won't.
I'm not. I would never say anything, about you. Or
good about me. Well, I'll be back. Maybe you'll still be here.
But there's still 8 minutes to go. You still have time. How do you become a member? Great question. So you become a member by clicking the join button under this video and every single video that we have. However, if you're watching through the app, like the YouTube app on your phone, then you don't get to see that join button. So just join with the browser. So open like Safari or Chrome or whatever you have. Go to YouTube, go to our channel, and then you'll see join in there.
We have a really funny video we just released, everybody, to promote the Science of Diving class that I am doing on June 15th
I hope people
and
like
16th. So please watch it. It's really funny. And I think that in order to effectively learn, you have to have fun. I really believe that in every class we teach. So we're always going to have fun, and you're always going to learn at the same time. That's going to be our way.
That's awesome. Kyle is saying, I'm 5'11", 350 pounds. Do you think I need a custom wetsuit, or is there one for overweight guys? Honestly, like, even for people that they look like athletes. It doesn't matter if you're a little overweight, a lot overweight, or super thin or whatever. The difference in price between a regular dry suit that's already built and a custom one is not a lot.
I think he said wetsuit, did he? Or was it dry suit?
I thought he said dry suit.
Okay. You said the word.
Did I say wetsuit? Maybe it was wetsuit. I don't know. I missed it. But anyway, the point is, he is talking about a wetsuit. Yeah. So for a dry suit, it's a lot easier to get a custom one made because it's like $100 and it's made exactly to you.
By the way, we do that now.
Yeah.
By the way, we
can do that on the
now,
Fourth Element.
I forgot to say, we can handle all of your gear needs.
That's
Give
right.
us an opportunity on that. It would really help us fuel more videos. I mean, Fourth Element, you're talking about one of the best dry suits in the world. So we can help you with that.
They're awesome. For wetsuits, I think you can find one that fits you, regardless. Yeah, you have to go. I think you can find one that fits you. There's just a lot of them out there. So try to go over the mountain and then come back.
Don't lose any of it.
No. So I'll just go. Might as well just go full screen. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, concierge service. That's what we're doing now. So we help you. And by the way, I know there's dive shops out there. I've worked with dive shops before, where it's all about like margins and all of that. Like I'm gonna try to push you in one direction because we made X% margin on that versus X%. We don't care. It doesn't matter. Like I don't care what brand you like. My job or our job, me and Woody, is to suggest things that work for you. Even if we make 0% margin, it doesn't matter. We are going to take people with our concierge service. Let's meet at our dive shop and go through everything we have, and if we don't have it, let's order or whatever it works. So, we have certain things that we are passionate about and we love diving with, and we'll recommend those things because they work for us. Doesn't mean that other things don't work. It's just that, we have certain equipment that we use and we like to promote it. And somebody asked earlier if we're going to be deep six vendors or dealers. I don't really know. We make no commission or anything from Deep Six. If you go and order something, I have no idea that you order that. But we love it. We love the stuff they do, and we recommend them. So that's kind of how we go about this one. Let's see. What other questions do you have? What does it cost for a dry suit? It all depends on the dry suit. There are some that are under $1,000 that you can buy, especially if it's used. And then there are some that are several thousands of dollars. I like the Fourth Element Argonaut 2.0, which is the dry suit I have. And that one, I believe, is $2,900. So that's how much it is for the custom one. So custom made to your specifications and your body size. It's about $2,900. Let's see. Do you have any advice for plus size divers? Go diving. There's nothing. You don't have to be an athlete to be a diver. Let's see. What else? How many lionfish do you think you have caught? Well, none really. I kill them because they need to be killed to protect our reefs. We are the only predators they have, and they're destroying the reef. So, how many lionfish have I killed? I don't know. Anywhere between 200 and 1,000. I have no idea. It's been a lot of them, but I don't keep count. I have no idea. I don't think it's been over 1,000. Do you guys have an email for videos to check out? Yeah, you can email us at info@divetalk.com. That's our email address. It's the easiest way to do it. Where's the dumbest question you get on a regular basis? I don't think there's any dumb questions really that I would say that's a dumb question. I just think is people don't really understand the science of diving. So questions are, for example, how long does oxygen last? Well, we're not diving with oxygen. We dive with air. We don't breathe oxygen on the surface. Air has only 21% oxygen. So there's a lot of mistakes with the question, but I understand the sentiment is how long does it take? So sometimes, most of the time, I don't even correct it. I just say it's about 45 minutes for a tank, right? Obviously, if you go deeper, it's less. If you are shallower, you can stay for a lot longer. So on average, I would say 45 minutes to an hour. Let's see, what else? What is your favorite memory diving with Woody? Man, there's so many. I personally like the funny ones. Like, obviously, I would say that the Crystal Caves, diving in the Crystal Caves was amazing. Getting to see that marker on the line that says Fangorn Forest. Like, I finally made it to Fangorn Forest. I've been dreaming about this thing for, the last 2 years. Every dive I've made, every training, every tier, however you want to put it, has been to get to Fangorn Forest, the most decorated cave in the world. And making it there was very sweet. But honestly, just the funny dives, the dives with Mike Young are always fun. Just the crazy sea cave that we went to in Mexico, where the line was made of twine, and if you look at, if you shine your light on it, it will break. Like, so many memories are like that. That it's more about the funny part rather than the place or whatever we were looking at. Will there ever be a collaboration with Adventures with Purpose? I don't know. I've talked to those guys, Jared. I've talked to them many, many times. I don't know how many times. We were very, very close to them being on the show. We wanted to record it in person. They were in Atlanta, and they had to catch a flight and leave, and we couldn't do it. We have contemplated doing a video about Adventures with Purpose without involving them. They have invited us to come record with them multiple times. Whether it's in Portland, I think they're based in Oregon, or whether it is in other cities. They've said, hey, we're going to be in Louisiana, we're going to be here. Can you guys want to come and shoot with us? It has never lined up. But we're good friends with them, and we They know that they kind of have us as a resource if they need us. That is one thing that I talk to them about. And also the guys from Chaos Divers, they do kind of the same thing. There's several channels now that are doing this recovery type of thing. And we've always mentioned that if they ever get to a place, thankfully this has never happened, but if they ever get to a place where, let's say they find a car that is 200 feet deep or something like that, we don't want them to get hurt just for views and for trying to help a family out there. They have resources like us who are qualified and trained to dive down to 330 feet and are able to, dive rebreathers and have basically the right equipment and the right skills to execute a dive like that. So I've said, if you ever run into a situation like that, don't risk going to 250 feet or something without the right training and equipment. Just call us, or call anyone. Call anyone who's trained. We're not the best divers in the world. We've said this many, many times. It's always funny when I see comments about like, you guys just want to, like putting yourselves on a pedestal. Not at all. Like we don't think we're the best divers ever or anything. There's so much for us to learn. We're decent at what we do. We're not great. And, there's a lot of people out there that are trained and can do this. So my advice to them was always, if you get to a point that is pushing out of your comfort zone, just call somebody. You can call us. You can call anyone else. Just don't do it yourself. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Let's see. Can I do the SSI rescue course with you guys even though I'm SDI advanced? Sure. Yep. No problem. You can come from another agency. I mean, you can be an instructor and do the rescue class with us if you want to. Anyone can take it. Obviously, there's some minimum requirements like HYs and whatnot. But I think on their SSI, as long as you're certified, you can have 4 dives right after your open water certification. You can take it. Do I recommend that you go from open water straight to rescue? I think you will be overwhelmed and it's too much work. I think that at least you should have like 25 dives. That would be like the sweet spot for you to start considering rescue. If you have 50, that's even better. But 25 would be the number that I would recommend people to have. At least you've had, a day underwater basically by the time you hit about 25 dives. So you have more experience. Let's see. Do you have expiration dates on tanks? Does air get old? I mean, I don't really know. I'm sure if you leave a tank full for 20 years, I wouldn't breathe that. It's probably going to go bad. Obviously, the air inside the tank matters. Like, what air do you have? Do you have 100% O2? Do you have something that is hypoxic, meaning low contents of oxygen? There's a lot of things that are in play. I feel like it, but no, I have tanks that have air in them for like months and months or a year or whatever, and they're fine. No problem. How many dives have you done? A little over 500. So I think I have about 518 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. You kind of stop counting after you reach the levels of certifications that require you to count dives. I log all my dives. I created the discipline of doing that as an instructor, so I can tell you exactly the number if I open my SSI app. But right at the top of my head, I'm not sure. It's over 500. I don't know. I know I hit 500 either right before I went to the Crystal Caves or like the first dive of the Crystal Caves was my 500 dive, and then I've dived after that. So I don't know how many. Have you guys discussed the meteor? No, I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what meteors are, but you put it in capitals like it's a thing. I'm not sure what that is. I just watched a video about how oxygen can do bad for interacting with the metal in the tank. Yeah. So again, it's depends on the kind of gas that is in the tank. What animal do you really want to see the most that you have not already encountered on a dive? So the oarfish for me would be insane. If I saw an oarfish, that's it. I would retire. I don't have to be a diver anymore. I accomplished everything. But that's just not likely to happen ever. Oarfish are deep diving fish. They are thousands of feet underwater. They're magnificent. They look Photoshop. If you Google a picture of an oarfish, you'll see what I mean. So that would be amazing. But more realistic, I would love to see a thresher shark. I've never seen one, and they're amazing. And I would love to see that. I think that's very possible if I go to like Indonesia or something. More than likely, if I'm patient enough and I'm lucky enough, I will see one. But oarfish is like the holy grail. for me. Have you dived with Mr. Ballin? No, I haven't. Would be cool. That would be awesome if we were able to do that. What would be cool? What would be a cool diving experience for someone like me who's petrified of deep water, let alone underwater caving? Just any diving. It's amazing. At least for me. Like, I fell in love with diving the first time I put my face underwater and I breathed from a regulator. It was love at first sight. So every time you go out diving is great. I remember when I was, very new, I went diving in Jamaica. I thought it was the best diving ever. And people then said, Jamaica's not that good. And I'm like, dude, I thought it was the best. So yeah, any diving that you do, you don't have to go in caves or anything like that. It's awesome. Let's see. Have you had tank hand wheel come off? No, I haven't had a tank wheel come off. Let's see. What dive site do you suggest in California? I'm not sure. I've never dived in California, but if I had to pick, I would probably be diving with seals. That would be cool. I like mammals, so diving with seals, whales, anything that's a mammal underwater, dolphins, etc. are really cool. Orcas, that would be awesome. Let's see. Another question here. I was certified when I was 15, but haven't been diving since. How do you recommend I get back to it? I mean, are you 16 now? I don't know. When you say I was certified when I was 15, how old you are? How much time has gone by? Typically, when multiple years have gone by since you last dove, especially if you stop diving right after you got certified, meaning you learn how to do it, you got certified, maybe you did like 5 dives and then you stopped. I typically tell people to just go and take the class again. Take open water again. You're going to nail it. You're going to do awesome anyway. But it brings back all those memories. It brings back all those techniques. And you get to learn from another instructor. So there is, the opportunity to do a scuba refresher. I've seen people that haven't dived for 10 years. They just go and do a scuba refresher for a couple hours. And then technically they're certified. But I feel that it's a disservice. I feel like if you do the whole class, it will be better for you. Let's see. Other questions. Where do you see yourself in the next 10, 20 years in terms of diving? I mean, I don't know what else is out there to accomplish. There is a certification out there that Woody and I have talked about doing. It's just very, very challenging. There's probably like less than 100 people in the world that are certified to that, which is an expedition deep diving certification. Very dangerous, very serious. Luckily we have the support from KISS rebreathers because we have to dive rebreathers is super deep. We have the support from one of the, I think, 2 instructors in the world that can teach the class. So we have the opportunity to do it. It's just a big investment. And that is for us to be qualified to dive over 400 feet. So its expedition is really, really deep. We would be diving into a super deep cave. So you have to be a cave diver. You have to be Trimix already to 330 feet. So we will go to 400 on specially made rebreathers, and it's a big, big ordeal. But that will be pretty cool if we can do that. I would love to be one of those people that are certified to the, I guess, highest level, deepest level. I don't know how to call it, but 400 is the deepest you can get certified as a non-commercial, saturation type of diver. Those guys go deeper than that, but without getting into commercial diving, I don't think you can get deeper than 400. I mean, the class is so odd and so rare that IANTD, the agency that offers it, thought about killing it, like retiring it. Like, let's just not teach people anymore. Like, it's so rare for people to go to those extremes. But because it's so rare and so hard, we want to do it. So I would love to do that. Do you hate the question, why do divers throw themselves backwards from a boat? Yeah, that keeps coming. It's so dumb. Let's see. Let's go down. Have you ever dove a siphon? Kind of. It was on a sea cave, but it was almost imperceivable. It wasn't a big siphon. It was almost no current. Does Mike Young teach that course? No, Mike Young doesn't teach that course. But I would love for Mike to join us on that class. That would be awesome. Is there anything supernatural you do believe might be real? Not really. I mean, I don't say it's unreal, or I don't say that it's impossible or anything like that. I just need evidence to believe it. And, you know, as long as that doesn't exist, I just don't bother thinking about it. But I'm not like a, you know, flagship atheist, like none of that is real. No, I just don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Let's see. Sewage divers. No, definitely not doing that. I'm not interested. You can't drown in a dry cave. Just saying. Yeah, but you can kill yourself. You can literally fall down and kill yourself. That's not going to happen on a flooded cave. So flooded caves are safer. That's my opinion. Let's see. What other questions? Do you store tanks outside or inside your house? I have mine in my garage on a special cabinet thing that I built, and you can see there's a video in our channel that walks through my scuba closet or whatever you call it. How do people contact you guys? Just send us an email, info@divetalk.com. If this is regarding to training and getting certified with us, or maybe traveling with us, so that's part of Dive Talk Scuba. So the email is info@divetalkscuba.com. So we want to keep kind of the training separate from the YouTube channel. Thank you for the super chat. Sergeant Scuba, are you familiar with NAPS divers? Not really. I don't think so. I assume that acronym stands for something like North American something divers. I don't know what BS will stand for. I don't think it's BS the way I think about it. So, let's see. What is the perfect age as a minor to start scuba diving safely? You can start at 10, I believe. But you will get a junior certification and then later on can be upgraded to regular. National Association of Black Scuba Divers. I wasn't aware of that. Not sure. Never heard of it, but thanks for bringing it up. Scuba Girls International. Have you, let's see, any experience diving with people with disabilities, like being deaf and blind? I don't have any experience with that, but Woody's actually an instructor for SSI classified diving is called, in which people with disabilities, even fully quadriplegic, can scuba dive, which is pretty awesome. What is the scariest moment you ever caught yourself in while diving? I mean, I don't like these questions because it makes it sound like it was a life or death situation. I never wanted to come out like that. But I've had several failures in different dives. Some of them inside caves, like deep inside caves. Like I talked about this on my DPV class debrief that we did, the video where I was training with Ed Sorensen, and it was like my last dive, and we were like 2,000 feet inside a cave, 100 feet deep, really deep, and I was towing him. It was my final test, and I had a total rebreather failure, which means my rebreather stopped working. I literally couldn't breathe, and I was towing Ed Sorensen behind me, and I had to bail out. So I was on the DPV towing him. I had to bail out, so the rebreather doesn't work anymore. You do a process called bailout, in which you switch to your tanks. So you go open circuit, you switch all your computers to let them know that now you're breathing from your tanks, not your rebreather, because that changes your profile for decompression. And I finished the exercise. I never stopped towing Ed. And by the time we got all the way to the cavern, which is, you know, the shallow part of the cave, basically almost at the exit where we do our decompression, that's when I finally told him that, look, I had to bail out. And he was surprised. He's like, what? Yeah. So that happened. And then I ran out of air at 180 feet, which that's not technically right. So my regulator didn't work or failed at 180 feet when I did a bailout. So I bail out from my rebreather to my regulator, and the regulator didn't work. So that was sketchy, but you know, luckily it was a training scenario, so I was able to bail back to my rebreather. So bailed into my rebreather, I guess, and I was fine. I finished the dive, like 50 plus minutes of deco, finish without the tank working. But I was next to Doug Eversole, Josef Mendelson. Like, I had all these divers around me. We never dive solo for that reason. If I really had a problem, like I really bailed out and I went to my tank and it didn't work, Doug was right next to me, I would have bailed out to his tank and it would have been fine. So there's a ton of stories like that. But again, it's never like scary. It's always like, I'm having this problem. Here's the solution. You execute the solution and you're done. It's pretty straightforward. All right. Question about rebreathers. How do they work to allow you to breathe with the ambient pressure at depth? Do they work by pressure in the counter lungs, forcing air into the lungs? No, it's literally like a bag. There's no pressure. That's one beautiful thing about the rebreathers, is that there's nothing shoving air in your lungs. Like the regulators, take the pressure from the tank, which is at 200 bar or 3000 psi, reduce it then to something smaller like 10 bar or 150 psi or so, 120, depending on the manufacturer, 140 something, and then it feeds it into your mouth at a lower pressure so it doesn't knock your teeth out. However, when you're on a rebreather, that's not a thing. You're not getting fed, air at pressure from a regulator. So the breathing is just a lot easier. It's more natural. And Woody's back knocking my stuff out. I don't know if I should switch the camera. I kind of like this camera, Woody. It's just me. So people don't have to,
Yeah, you're kind of selfish. I mean, that's not a surprise. I'm back.
All right, let's switch.
I know I missed amazing stuff probably.
Yeah, amazing explanations.
Long-winded and way, way, way too long of an explanation to something you could have said quick.
Thank you.
Did any of that? No, I'm just kidding. Gus, I'm joking. Whatever explanations he gave, I bet they were awesome.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Somebody said, is it always thumb to dive when you have a problem? Depending on the problem, I guess. But
I would say not automatic. Mm-hmm. On a rebreather, what we say is you cannot continue to dive on a rebreather with a known problem that you aren't able to fix. I mean, some problems may just be, oh, crap, I wasn't looking at my PO2, couple pops of O2, and you raised it up. Right? So if you can't fix it on a rebreather, any known problem, even if it doesn't seem serious, is a thumb. That's what we teach.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've had issues, for example, where I dive personally on the rebreather. I dive with 3 computers. So I have my Petrol, my Nerd, and my Perdix. So I have 3 computers at all times. That means that one of those computers could fail, and I could technically continue to dive. I've never had a big failure with that computer. The only thing I've had in the past is like one computer all of a sudden starts reading one of the sensors wrong, but the other computer is reporting right. So I could continue to dive and finish it rather than thumbing it immediately because I have extra redundancy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a million examples which are beyond the scope of this, in my opinion, of which ones you would thumb or not thumb. Is it a computer problem? Is it a is it a actual rebreather problem? But
I'm gonna let Woody answer this one. So somebody's asking, how deep is too deep when penetrating holes? It's asking. I don't know.
Well, it depends how much experience you have in penetrating holes deeply. Like, are you trained to properly get in that hole, go down deep on it, or are you only trained to go to a certain level? Because the training matters. You're going to do a much better job penetrating any hole if you have the proper training for it. And I would not recommend going deeper into that hole than you're trained to do and have experience to do. That's my standard answer.
You're welcome.
Does that make sense?
Callum, you're welcome for that.
I really do enjoy that.
Okay, let's see. People are saying thank you for being so knowledgeable. I don't know about that. How did the last answer save lives? I guess
training and experience to go deep in a hole matters.
Yes, you're right. Okay, let's see. What are you guys sitting in the same room? Yes, always.
Throw me a empty box.
We always do this.
We'll do it again.
Dude, people are not gonna believe what I threw you on that video for Deep Six.
It's funny now. God. It's funny now, but I was like,
it was sketchy.
What are you doing? I thought he was like went into like an impatient mode or something. I was like, I'm gonna walk around and get next thing you know, it's something
It's funny.
Scary. It's
hilarious.
flying at me, and then
It's hilarious. Unfortunately, that video is here in all of these memory cards, so that's not edited yet, but it's coming. But yeah, I threw something at Woody and I recorded it, and it was hilarious.
Now it's hilarious, but in the moment, I
You almost
wasn't
had a
so
heart
hilarious.
attack. Let's see. The two of you together are hilarious. Thank you. Thank you. Do you guys ever eat food or drink water on a dive? Not really.
I've drinking on some 100-meter dives during Deco in the Caymans. I've drinking apple juices that the dive masters would swim down to us. You know, the little ones where you poke the straw in them.
Yeah. So can we react to the Plura Cave disaster? Yeah, I mean, we get this request the most out of all of them. We do want to do it. The main challenge with this is that there's not a whole lot of good content that condenses the disaster in a manageable time. The best content is a 1.5 hour documentary, which if we do a reaction, it would be 8 hours at least. And it will probably get flagged for copyright because we would use the whole documentary. So we haven't done it because of that. We know that we spend a day that we could have used to create all the videos for you guys, and it's probably going to get flagged and never released. So that is the challenge with that.
Hey, Jordan Popovsky, great question. Best way to improve sack rate? I'm always the first one out of the dive. Let me tell you what I teach. I teach this, and it's worked for every single person that I've ever taught it to. So I don't know if it's going to work for you, but it's never failed.
Just steal breath from the octopus from everybody.
Hang on. So I typically teach it during my perfect buoyancy class. And I focus in perfect buoyancy on body position and less movement. Now, obviously good trim is extremely important, but slightly head down, just try it. And actually, for practice at the beginning, just sort of take your hands and either hold them together or hug yourself, okay? Literally like this. I'm not kidding. Just hug yourself. Slightly head down and then just rock. You could try it in the pool at first where you're just chilling out to the point where you're shutting down your upper body. Slightly head down is going to lower your breathing rate considerably. Your body is going to automatically feel like, and your brain's going to be like, now I'm in a totally relaxed mode. And then you're going to start diving like that, where you're not using your arms much anymore because you start to get used to the fact that your arms are useless. The second thing to lower your sack rate is good, effective kicks. This is number 2. Efficient kicks. Only kick when you need to. If you're going to do a flutter kick, one, long on the legs, no bent knees, easy kick, and then maybe stop kicking and glide. You don't need to be constantly moving around. That's the first things we practice in my perfect buoyancy class is doing nothing. So a lot of times I joke around, I'm like, I'm going to teach you how to do nothing in my perfect buoyancy class. Your sack rate will drop considerably. And other people have different opinions on this, but that's worked very well for me.
All right. So many people asking us to react to the 245-meter dive in New Zealand in the cave where the two divers go in and they get lost. Well, they lose each other because they take two different paths and then they get lost. We are going to do this. This is on the queue, and it's coming. So I promise we're going to be reacting to that. And they're asking about the habitat because they use a habitat for decompression, which is cool. And the habitat at Roaring River, which is the exploration Mike is doing, actually has Dive Talk stickers on it, which is pretty cool. So we have we're on the map now on habitats. So that's cool.
What does that mean? Hey, Woody, do you just line? You mean like I lay line in the cave? I guess. I don't know what he's talking about. I do like to
everything.
I like to be the line guy a lot because I feel like I need the practice.
Yeah.
When you're in a cave and you're laying line, man, that skill goes away so fast. So I'll ask to do it because I'm not the best at it. I would tell you that I struggle with it. In order to be proper trim and buoyancy and lay line in a cave, man, it's hard. So I guess that's what you're talking about. And yes, I I do like to be that line person.
Yep. For how long were you an open water diver before becoming a cave diver? So for me, that's easier. I got certified in 2018 as an open water diver and a cave diver in 2020.
Cave diver, for me, I think it was about 41 years, I think, or 42, or maybe before becoming a cave diver. Maybe
Nice.
it's even more, yeah, something like that.
Took a while.
I do like pink a lot. I have reasons for it. I get this question on every live. I'm happy to answer you specifically. I have a very detailed answer. Email me, info@divetalk.com, and I will fire you back the answer.
Yeah.
There's reasons I like pink. Very, very specific.
Okay. Somebody said, what is the scariest story, real or fictional, you've ever heard about diving?
What's that book where everybody has their stories?
Yeah, Close Calls.
Close calls.
Yeah, that book is full of scary stories. I've heard some stories from Ed that he's not going to tell in the show, but they were sketchy for sure.
Some people ask how old both of us are. I'm 57.
39.
And Gus is 39.
Yeah. Let's see. Can you dive with asthma? Again, all of these medical conditions, as long as your doctor says yes, you can. We don't give medical advice.
Yeah, Debo, I mean, I know you're talking about the pink, and yes, there's more to the answer than just breast cancer awareness or cancer awareness in general, but email me and I will give you the answer. It's
here's a polarizing one. Would you guys go skydiving? No.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. I used to be certified in it. Years ago, I took the whole class and went through it. So stay tuned, by the way, as it relates to skydiving.
Is Mike the best cave diver in the world, in your guys' opinions?
Well,
it's hard to pick the best.
See, the word best to me is a difficult word. I think that there's a few guys that do specific things as the best of what they do. Does that make sense? Like, it may be the best cave instructor. It may be the best cave body recovery guy. It may be the best guy to be able to get through restrictions. It may be the best guy that's just all around flawless in the cave. It may be the best guy that's the best cave explorer. I have my opinions on various different components, but Mike is definitely one of the best, in my opinion, cave divers in the world. Mm-hmm. Not the best, but one of the best. I would put them all in a group.
Yeah. We'll be diving with one of the best this Saturday, too.
Yep. One of the legends, for sure.
For sure. You don't get to dive with legends that often. This Saturday will be one of those days, which is awesome.
A lot of people are asking this. How much does it cost? I'm reading this for a question, Lil, I think it is, to get started to scuba dive, training and all that. So look, I'm going to give you a range. I recently sent out a few emails on this. Figure that your lessons between the confined water and open water are going to be about $500 to $600. And your gear is probably going to be, for basic gear, mask fin, snorkel, a dive bag, knife, SMB, maybe a reel, something like that. Probably about another $500 to $800 range for that stuff. And it varies. Don't hold me to it because it's a range. Then if you wanted to get your own BCD and your own regulator, a full total diving system, you're probably going to spend another couple thousand more. That's a range.
Yep. Are there any good cave instructors in Canada? I don't know if Jill is a cave instructor, but if Jill Heiner is a cave instructor, she would be a good instructor to have for sure.
Agree.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. Whoever is asking, I would tell you that the entry into diving can be expensive, but it's not that
totally
expensive once you're in it.
Yeah.
And it is life-changing for the better.
Yeah.
Right, David. One-time expense. That's funny. Yeah, that's pretty much what
What's the most challenging mapped cave that exists right now, in your own opinions?
I don't know.
Are there any that come to mind that not many people have dived?
I would say Eagle's Nest. I would have for me, Gus. I'm gonna have to say, in terms of ranking it as sort of the Mount Everest of caves, most people would say Eagle's Nest in the whole world is up there, and it's a mapped cave.
Yep.
Maybe there's one more complicated than
Shangri-La.
that. Oh, Shangri-La in terms of difficulty.
Oh my gosh. Forget.
I'll
do Eagle's Nest 100 times.
I'm one and done in it. I mean, I can't. I could only get through Shangri-La by turning my head this way. Imagine that. I could not go any further unless I turned my head.
Yeah.
So that was.
Could $4,000 get me certified? On what? Open water? For sure.
Oh yeah.
10 times.
Oh yeah. Oh, easily. And a nice set of gear.
For sure.
Very nice set of gear. And we would do that.
Yep.
We are capable of doing it all now. All the way from your certification to fully equipping you all with your gear. And soon we're going to be able to announce that you could come here in our area and do that with us. Very soon.
All right. This guy just keeps posting, can you cliff dive? Sure.
Yes.
All right. Good. That way we stop the 1,000 questions.
No, it's okay.
Are there caves on the sea floor? I think so. There's blue holes. Yeah.
Yes.
Blue holes for sure. Have you guys been to Dipolar Cave? Nope, I have not. But I know that they went there recently. There was a trip. I think Lamar Hires led that one. That would have been cool.
Hey, Giovanni, Patty versus SSI. I would tell you, go with the instructor, not with the agency.
That's right.
So where are you? Do you have a great dive shop? Talk to the instructor. I happen to be an SSI instructor trainer, but I'm also a PADI IDC staff instructor, which is almost the same level. They're both great. But they both teach the same thing. Go with the instructor. That should be how you make that decision.
Yep. If you have to pee while diving, do you go? Does the wetsuit complicate things? No. Everyone pees on the wetsuit. I try not to, and I've been really successful, like in the last 50 dives or whatever. To not pee on the wetsuit, but if I have to, I do it, and nothing changes. There's no problem. It's just your wetsuit stinks, and then you wash it, whatever you use, special chemical for that, and then that's it. No problem. On the dry suit, it's a little more complicated, and if we get into that, we'll talk for 30 minutes.
True.
But yeah, wetsuit, no problem.
Is there a different type of training? This is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
This is by Mike. Is there a different type of training between freshwater and saltwater caves, like for air or buoyancy, those kind of things? In fact, there are. And in fact, I know Gus is smiling because he's probably thinking what I am. How about when you're in a cave and the halocline level goes from fresh water as you drop down? I can't remember. It's at like 40, 45 feet.
God.
And all of a sudden you're in salt water. I mean, the same salinity as the ocean. So fresh water to salt water.
Yeah.
And you're on a rebreather. And in my case, and a dry suit. So you got to be like, here it comes, here it comes. You could see the waviness. And it's like, I'm going to go into the salt water, dump air, because otherwise that salt.
I failed every day.
So then you would come back up through the salt water, right? And you hit the freshwater level, and you're like, I'm going to drop. So yes, there is
every morning in Abaco when I hit that halocline,
bam,
I would just get backslapped by the salt water, just like get to the ceiling.
It's definitely
it would just push me up like, whoa.
I knew right when you smiled, by the way. Immediately I knew that's what you were thinking. Because we both just did that together.
Yeah, you just get smacked back up.
Yeah, dry suits do have P valves. They can be a failure point, but some people will choose not to add them and instead actually use a diaper.
Yeah, which is somebody saying that. Can't wait for the meetup. Yeah.
Me either. I mean, I can't wait.
We're very excited.
I don't know who said that.
Most expensive gear lost during diving. I haven't lost anything expensive. I lost a cookie reel. I don't know if you've seen these things. They're $9.99. They're $10. And I lost one, and I was mad. A peacock. Okay. So whoever found that a peacock, send it to me. $10. That's the worst.
I can't remember.
I've left stuff behind though. I left a mask behind, a Poseidon blackline mask. That was I was mad.
I think in
that.
in the Crystal Caves. I wonder if Brian's picked up my pink cookie.
You
yet.
left a cookie
Sorry,
there.
Brian. I wasn't trying to like.
That was
I wasn't
funny.
trying to like say
So,
I was here permanently.
I gotta tell the story.
By the way, I admitted.
I gotta
tell
I
admitted.
Hold on,
though.
let me tell it. Don't
okay,
share.
You
so
can,
so I got these super cool cookies made. Right. One of our subscribers, Kendra, made these cookies. Let me see if I can. I gotta cover my face. No. Maybe a little bit back. There it is. This is bananas. So somebody made these special cave cookies for me, and Woody got some too. And I really wanted to leave one at Fangorn Forest.
Oh.
Right? So I talked to Brian Kaycock, and I'm like, Brian, look, it says this is bananas. And Fangorn Forest is bananas.
I was squirming.
So I think, let me leave one there. So when people see it, it's like, this is bananas. Oh, yeah, that's true. This is bananas. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell him, no reaction. He's like,
I was
stoic.
squirming watching this conversation.
And he looks at me and says, no glory cookies. He calls them glory cookies. Like, I'm going to leave mine here forever. 0. The only way you can leave a cookie with your name like that forever is if you discover the room. That is the only acceptable way to leave a cookie behind. Unless you forget your cookie. Like Woody did. So he comes to me and he's like, dude.
That's true. I
forgot a cookie in there. I don't know where it is.
I kind of knew where it was.
Yeah. He didn't drop it. He like left it in the line
online.
because we did like a circuit or something.
A
We
big,
came out of the
giant pink cookie that says Woody. So you know Brian's going to see it.
So he's like, should I say something? I'm like, no, just whatever. Don't just forget it. Don't leave it. He'll find it. He'll take it off, laugh, whatever. And the next day we're doing the briefing and he's like, okay, so we're going to do these jumps over. How many cookies do you have? And we both had 6. I remember we both had 6. And then you say, I got 5. And I asked Woody, he's like, Woody, how come you have 5? I knew what happened, but
Of course, he said to me, I'm like, uh-oh.
Woody, how come? What happened? Where's the other one?
Brian's like, yeah, Woody. Look at after Gus is like says that, he's like, that is interesting. Where is the 6th cookie? Who is the guardian of those caves? And I'm like, well, here we go.
Be honest with you.
I'm gonna let you know something.
That's
you
awesome.
You may find my name back there. Anyway, he was cool. He was cool. He's like, no, it's all right. It was my fault. We didn't come back that same way in all defensiveness of me. So I couldn't really pick it up.
Is the transmitter from Shearwater accurate when measuring air pressure? Yes, they're very accurate. By the way, it's a standard. I have an Aqualung transmitter that works with Shearwater. Oceanic also makes transmitter that works with Shearwater. So they have a standard. There's some companies that don't, like Garmin uses their own proprietary stuff. Sunto uses their own proprietary stuff. But Shearwater has a standard with Aqualung and Oceanic. There's like 6 or 7 companies that use the same standard, and they're great.
Hey, Scuba Girls International, I don't know what this means.
That's terrible.
I hear you, but if you're diving and wearing a tank blowing bubbles, they want nothing to do with us.
She's talking about marine life.
Well, Terry, awesome. So they kind of do, but once you go, which by the way, Terry will be doing this with me, and I cannot wait. Once you do go with just rebreather divers, where there are no open circuit divers, you're not going to believe the additional interaction you will have with the marine life. And Terry, who I guess you would say runs Scuba Girls International, is going to be KISS Spirit certified.
Yeah.
I don't know when. We'll get that coordinated with her soon.
It'll be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so I got this question a couple times. What do we think about used gear? Like buying used gear? No problem.
Yeah, no problem.
So
I'm really
service?
cautious, though, if it's a dry suit. Every time I've seen somebody buy a used dry suit, they bought somebody's problem. It happened recently to a student of mine, and they're like, no, it was all repaired and tested. Well, immediately in the pool, it like dissolved. So I wouldn't buy a used dry suit. I personally would not.
Do you have to be open circuit diver before you get rebreather certified? Yes. You cannot just jump into rebreathers. That's not how that works. Let's see. I saw another question earlier. Where is
I
it?
love seeing Terry's hearts.
Yeah.
Terry, you're just such a force of positivity. Like I really enjoy being around you. I do. I've really gotten to know you even better lately, and I just can't wait to dive with you, more. Really, I look forward to watching your growth. Thank you for allowing us to do that with you.
Okay. What is your diving pet peeve? Oh, I'll say one. So this one recently with my brother, and I talked to him about this. I noticed my brother does this, and a lot of divers do this. I like to know where my body is. Like if you're gonna be like if I'm
Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick. Thank you.
Always, by the way.
It is science.
Always.
If we're diving together and we're dive buddies, I always want to know that if I turn this way on my right, you'll be there, or the left, or like pick a place. I don't care what place it is. You can be below, behind, next, however it is. I want consistency because if I have a problem, I don't have time to turn around and be like, wait, where is he? Like where? I don't want to do that. So my biggest pet peeve are when buddies like flip flop all over you. I don't like that. I always want to know that you're behind on the right or the left or whatever. Just pick a place and stay there.
That's an awesome point.
Yeah, a lot of divers
I
do
didn't think
that.
about that, but I think that's really a good point.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm trying to read
More Ed content. Yes.
Yeah. We are going to do a live with Ed soon.
We
we have a follow up we want to do. If you remember, there's a video called Woody Cuts Off Ed's O2 or something like this, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So we want to respond with him live to the idea of going hypoxic before your lung volume collapses on a closed circuit rebreather. And I know that doesn't make sense to a lot of people.
A lot of technical,
but we really want to
testing.
talk about the issue because it has to do with an O2 shutoff valve. So we are going to do another live with him soon.
Somebody asked earlier if it's true that they can get certified with us. Yes.
Yes.
It is true. Absolutely.
Very true.
And we have people in this chat actually that got certified with us as well in the past.
We have talking to Ed about his Ben McDaniel theory.
Yeah, that's coming in the future. But it's funny because Ed has many stories from rescues and stuff like that. And last time we were there, no cameras, no anything. I told Ed, hey, I want to hear the story about, I'm not going to give the details, just this specific rescue thing you did. And he was like, oh, yeah, no problem. But bring the camera next time. And Woody was like, well, what rescue? And Ed just gave us like the best story ever. I'm like, dude, I wish we had the camera.
Oh, man. It was
that was amazing.
And it was weird because he's
like,
that. You didn't think there was like another epic one. It just starts. I think there's a lot more buried in that head of his.
God.
Thank you, James, by the way.
Yes,
thank you very, very much for that super chat.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But yeah, so that's coming. That story is unbelievable.
You know, it is true. Ed is an incredible storyteller, and I'll tell you why. You know why his stories sound so incredible? Because they're real. It's not a story.
That's right.
And you can tell when he's talking that it's factual. I mean, there's details that you just wouldn't be able to make up.
Yeah. So we'll go back. I mean, we love cave adventures and we love diving the Mariana, area caves, and we'll be back many, many times, and we'll pick up his brain.
Oh yes.
I think he would be a great guest on the Joe Rogan Experience. Ed, I mean, I think he will blow a lot of people's minds if he was ever invited to that.
I think so.
If I'm experienced open water certified, is it okay to get my next training by you guys or just stick with one company for the certifications?
No, you don't have to stick with one company.
Right, but at the same time, I mean, if you have a great instructor and you really love it there, stick with them.
Good.
Stay with them. I mean, we will love to teach you, obviously, but if you're happy with your situation and your instructor is awesome, stay with them.
Absolutely. Perfect. Yeah. You're right. This is a good question. What technology are you looking forward to the most for diving? I have an answer to that. So I think the next iteration of dive computer technology as it's related to what's going on with the need for decompression is that eventually the dive computers will monitor exactly what is going on in your body, literally detecting your bubbling. And I don't know if that's 10 years out, 20 years out, but imagine that my dive computer is not set to a predefined algorithm that says, I don't care who you are, it's based only on your depth and time. It's not really based on you, Woody.
Right.
When it can read me and exactly know what's going on in my body and change accordingly, wow. That's gonna be a game changer in diving, and they're working on it. It's not maybe. I'm not gonna say who's working on it.
Yeah.
It is being worked on. It is coming. It is the future.
Looking forward to it. Somebody asking if the certifications on the Rebreather are more expensive.
Yep. They are.
Well, yes and no. Technical certifications are typically way more expensive than recreational certifications. So Rebreather certifications are expensive because they're a technical diving one. But just to give you an idea, a Rebreather certification, like on the Spirit or the Sidewinder or whatever, takes like a week. I mean, you have to spend a minimum of 500 minutes underwater. So that's almost 8 hours, right? 7 hours or something like that. Minimum. We did like 10 or something. I mean,
exactly. That's
you do
just
a lot of diving, and that's because technical diving is serious business. So there's just a lot more work, and you do get a lot more than your regular 2-hour class or something like that. Like you see, we're doing Science of Diving, which is a high-level certification from SSI, and it's $150. I mean, there's nothing to compare that with a very intense Rebreather class, which most of the times are like private. You have your one-on-one with your instructor, maybe 2 on one, and that's it.
That's right.
You're never you can take an open water class 10 to 1. 10 students with one instructor. In a Rebreather class, the maximum ratio is 2, right? Or is it 3?
Well,
you only do 2. I know that you only
I
do
only
2.
do 2.
Two
I
or
have
one?
to look under IANTD. They may, with a qualified assistant, allow up to 4.
Yeah,
But
with an assistant.
I won't.
Yeah.
Some of you on the chat have actually taken the class with me and know that I did it with you guys one-on-one. But I always enjoy 2 people, actually, because they can do drills together.
Yep. Somebody's asking, I think his name is Tyler. What software do you guys like to use for editing your video, your underwater or other video? Is Camtasia. So we use Camtasia. I use Camtasia to edit. I've been using that for many, many, many years, way before Dive Talk, and I love it.
Thank you, Busted Knuckle, for the $5 super chat.
That's a cool name.
Thank you for loving our content, and you're a non-diver, and that's really cool. We have a lot of non-divers that are enjoying a channel mostly about diving.
Yeah. Somebody else uses Camtasia. I don't think there's a lot of like big YouTube channels using Camtasia. It's mainly for like technical video editing for like IT and computers and stuff. So that's how I picked it up. And then I just started editing our videos with Camtasia, and it works great.
Yep.
And now I have a really close relationship with TechSmith, the company that makes Camtasia. So I recommend them. They're great.
But hey, Terry, I agree with you, though. For quick and dirty like me, we're like, all right, I took some Paralens video, and I want to pop it into an editor on my phone. I use Dive Plus. And let me tell you what my editing consists of. Beep. Color correction. Wow. It's perfect.
By the way, I don't want to spoil it, but I'll just say that Woody thinks he's the best underwater photographer ever with Dive Plus. And
Well,
well,
no, I mean, let's not say it that way.
Let's just say you feel very confident.
What I would say, I just want to set up a
capabilities.
little bit different, because there's some
Okay.
unbelievable photographers out there. There's one in particular, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that may have posed a challenge, and I'm like, my gear, which is a Paralens, it's this big,
Yeah.
and editing software is magnificent.
All right, let's keep it real. Here's what happened. We go to dinner. We go to a dinner, all right? And we happen to be sitting at dinner with, like, one of the best underwater photographers in the world. He's one of the best in the world.
Well, he's getting there.
And he starts showing us his portfolio, like on an iPad.
And they were really good.
Mind blown. And Woody said, like, I don't get it. Like, I can take those pictures too.
Well, I have some little videos.
Right. So then the guy said, well, then let's just go shoot some pictures. You take some, I take some, and then we'll compare and do a challenge and let Dive Talk subscribers decide
I
what's best.
Yeah, we're going to do that. I think it's time for him to see the little
I
competition.
remember you said you're going to be humbled on the way out. I was like, wow.
Well, I'm just saying, I think it's time for him to...
I just hope the Dive Talk people vote seriously and not...
Yes, I want a serious voting.
Okay,
You've seen... Do you remember when we went into that cave with Josh?
Yeah.
I get details. I got the rocks as my paralens was bouncing on the bottom.
Yeah.
And you heard... That's...
Well, let's see how that goes. Let's see. I would love to dive, train, take a class with you. I just need the money to travel across the pond to do it. Yeah, I realize that. We're in the U.S. So.
But Stefan, I would love that. I mean,
but they can take virtual classes.
Virtual, we can.
And we're gonna start doing it in European time, so people from Europe don't have to stay up till 2 a.m.
Yeah, we'll offer them both ways. So right now, though, we do have a high level one we just announced today, Science of Diving, which under SSI is a prerequisite for Dive Master. So have a look at it.
Yep.
Would love you to join.
Are you guys doing more of your podcast? Not really. We don't do a whole lot of podcasting. We really like the video format because it allows us to show a lot more. But I think the last podcast that we released was a couple months ago.
Wow,
James, thank you for the super chat.
By the way, it's pink. Do they control that?
Right? No.
Oh, well, that's a beautiful one. But let's read it. You can. It seems like there just isn't enough time to get more training, let alone get a dive in. Yeah.
Got my open water last year and haven't been able to get out at all. Are there any jobs where you can work around diving without experience to gain experience? I mean, one of the biggest ones, which I'm actually recommending to my brother as well, so he can get some experience, is to become a volunteer diver at your aquarium. Most aquariums do this. The one in Chattanooga, which is about an hour and a half from here, from my house, does that. They have a volunteer diver program, and the Georgia Aquarium, where Woody and I happen to be volunteer divers, does that too. And as long as you have the certification and you can pass the test, you have to take a test, swimming test and a dive test and physical exams and all of that, drug testing, all of that stuff. As long as you pass all their tests, then you can become a volunteer diver and you can dive as much as you want. As long as there's a spot.
Yes,
you can dive every day.
We at the Georgia Aquarium, we designed a tier system, so you work your way up to be able to get into the more complex environments.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, first level, you'll only have access to certain environments, but the higher you go, the more opportunity there is to dive because there's more exhibits.
Yeah, I'm at level 0. So.
Well, you'll be there. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna be your mentor, so we're gonna rock you right through there. You'll love it, and you'll be great at it.
Yeah. Any special requirements needed to volunteer at aquariums? I guess it depends from aquarium to aquarium as well.
At ours, it's an open water diver, and you can dive in the Georgia Aquarium. The maximum depth at our aquarium is 30 feet, which is the Ocean Voyager.
Yeah, funny story. I had somebody who knew that I was a volunteer at the aquarium, and they were like, "Oh, I want to be a diver too. Like, do they drug test?" That was the first question, and I'm like, "They do." And he's like, "I can't do it."
Got it. We got to be really careful.
I'm just
saying
what they do.
Commercial diving standards, and we cannot afford to have people that aren't have all their mind together. These are incredible environments with really powerful marine life. Yeah,
that's always a good way to start a job interview. Do you have any question about this role? Do you drug test? I don't know. Have you guys ever been to New Zealand? Yes. Not diving, but I've been 3 times.
Wow.
2 times?
A lot
3
of times.
Yeah.
It's such an adventure.
New Zealand is amazing.
Place.
Amazing. I used to play rugby, and a friend of mine took me to Eden Park to watch the All Blacks and the Wallabies play, which is like watching the Yankees and, well, you don't like baseball either. Forget it.
This is a good question. When you volunteer, are you required to bring all your own gear? In fact, you're not allowed to bring your own gear. You're not allowed to bring tanks. Everything is sterilized. So at the Georgia Aquarium, you can bring your mask and your dive computer. Even when we use gear there, if we are going to, after the dive, use it in another environment, everything is put in Vercron. So we don't cross-contaminate any environment. So, summary is, not even your wetsuit.
Nothing.
Everything is provided by the aquarium. You can't use any of your own gear except mask and dive computer.
Yep. Let's see. Is Germany a good country for diving? I don't know. No idea. What do you think about snorkeling? Great. It's great.
I loved South Africa, Pyro. I loved it.
South Africa's awesome.
Dove with great whites out there by Seal Island in a cage, but just in general, it's absolutely gorgeous country. Thank you, James.
Yeah, I love South Africa too.
Any aquariums need a tractor trailer driver? I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, can't answer that for sure.
Yeah, I've been to South Africa a few times as well, and I love it over there. That's how I got into motorcycles, by the way. South Africa.
Cool.
Somebody took me on a Harley ride, and I was like, I want to do this.
Wow. Victor, if you ever come to Sweden, I'll supply hot dogs.
What?
I do love it with mayo, like you said, but I can only eat them if they don't have pork. Mm-hmm. So please make them all beef. And if we could throw some mayo and ketchup on there, I may just hop on a plane like tonight.
Yeah, for hot dogs. That sounds...
Well, those kind of pretty
sounds
good.
Logical, and I'm in. What?
You know, and that's what I love about Gus and I. We will do stuff like that. We'll be like, Gus, it's 4 o'clock. I'm laying around. Let's go here.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah.
Okay.
But we both have a lot of work tomorrow. All right, yeah.
Well, it's like that text message.
Whatever.
It's like, Mike just called. He's 15 minutes from my house. We're going to have breakfast. And I'm like, okay, I'm out.
I'm dropping everything I have in my life. And
Cancel
I'll be
my meetings.
Bye-bye. Life is short,
awesome.
man. Life is short.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, you can train with us. Alex, thank you. Listen, we're announcing classes. Right now, we just announced a shark ecology class. We have one available in May. We announced a science of diving class. If you want to do more training with us, info@divetalkscuba.com. Info@divetalkscuba.com. And we are going to be announcing a lot more classes, but we're just ramping up, both with Gus and I together, which will be my favorite when we teach them together.
Yes.
Jordan.
Thank you for the super chat and the question. What is your pick for the first liveaboard experience and how to prepare? I've never done a liveaboard.
I've
tried,
yeah,
but COVID.
I've done many liveaboards. I would say for your first one, I happen to like the Blackbeards in the Bahamas. It's like $1,000. It's not fancy, but the diving's great. Or any of the Aggressor fleet. And we are going to be doing some liveaboard trips with Dive Talk. Again, ramping up, but we will be announcing some trips. We're just getting there.
Yep.
Oh, Terry,
Come
you're
to
funny.
Serbia.
Terry, right now, with Scuba Girls International, is in an ITC. And apparently, I guess she has a ITC presentation maybe due today. And this live chat is not helping her. Terry,
Nope.
Objectives, value, key points. Just a little tip.
went into training mode. So yeah, people recommending liveaboards. I think the one thing I hear
is great, by the way.
The one thing I hear from a lot of people is that they overpack. Everyone overpacks.
You need zero. I'm not kidding you.
Everyone just takes too much stuff, and once they're in the liveaboard, it's like, I don't know. I wore 10% of the.
Let me tell you what
stuff
you
I
need.
brought.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Bathing suit, your scuba gear,
And that's it.
maybe more than one pair of underwear, but that's debatable. Yeah. I'll take 2. And 1 pair of pants, and then a couple of shirts. Done.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy your trip.
And a knife.
Do you need more bathing suits than clothes? You need more bathing suits than clothes. Maybe if you're a girl, but mine, it aired out every day. I mean, I don't take it off and then, lay around in the lounge chair naked. I don't do that.
Not anymore. You stop that.
It's weird that they just decided that they did not want me to do that anymore.
Wow.
So comfortable, though.
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden. Somebody's asking, what was your all-time favorite dive? It's easy for me. Fangorn Forest was my favorite.
I got to go with, That one's hard
crystal.
to beat. Just the overall journey of that Fanghorn.
Yeah.
The overall journey
Glass
of it.
Factory. Do you guys have Discord? We do have a Discord server somewhere. The link is on our YouTube About Us tab in our channel. Let's see. You do need more bathing suits than clothes. Well, I don't know about that.
Well,
For,
that's fine.
like you said, for girls, yeah.
Maybe they want different bathing, Yes, but I think that's a good point. I mean, if you're going to overpack, do it with bathing suits.
That's right.
Hi, I love that name, Eliana Thomas. What are you? I just love your name, Eliana. If I saw you every time I was in front of you, I would be like, Eliana. With a little bit of an accent like that, because it seems like you should use an accent. Hi, good morning,
Oh my goodness.
Eliana.
You switch gears too.
Yeah, American gal,
see.
Eliana. Because it's a beautiful name.
James
James, you are
with
really
another
being
one.
awesome to us. Y'all ever
Yes.
dove the Philippines looking at amazing?
You've been
Stop.
to the Philippines? I've never
Just
been.
stop at the word Philippines. Amazing. I don't know when you're there. I'm sorry about the number of manta rays you're going to see. I'm sorry. Oh, another manta ray.
So
In perfect visibility.
Eliana is Hispanic, so it's really more like Aliana. That's how you are supposed to say
Good morning, Eliana.
it. There you go. That's better. Good job.
I love you. I mean, well, I'm just saying, whoever says that to her, I love you,
okay.
Eliana.
That's great. Let's see.
I may get slapped if I do that to her ever, but that's fine. I mean it in a respectful way.
Do you guys donate to any charities?
A lot.
Yeah. I only have one main charity that I donate to.
I don't want to go through them all, but yes.
Since I only have one, I'll say what mine is. It's called OUR, Operation Underground Railroad. That's the charity I donate to.
Again, people are asking about pink or hot pink favorite color. Absolutely, very detailed answer. info@divetalk.com and ask me the question, and you shall receive the answer.
Yep.
Aliana, she says she loves me,
Well,
but in all caps. So I
in
would
all
say
caps,
back
she
to
said,
her,
yes, Gus said it right. That's
I
what she
love
said in
you.
all caps.
I love you, Aliana. I love you, Aliana. I don't know how to.
I bet people call her Ali.
Aliana. I may whisper it, like I'm talking loud, and then the name.
She's gonna unsubscribe.
No,
Like,
I'm not.
you're
No,
singling her out.
I'm talking about a name. I don't even know her, but the name is awesome.
That's
I get like that, by the way. I go off on tangents like this, and
no.
they don't necessarily have any relevance to what we're talking about.
No. We have
No, that just reminded me of like the video you were like. And by the way, I'm not a Navy SEAL. News alert.
I said I wasn't a 20-year-old stud.
No, that can't be.
Let's see. There's a legend in Romania near where I live that speaks about a lake with no end or bottom. Yeah, that sounds real. The lake was actually a cave that collapsed, and it has cold blue color. When are we going?
Love to.
Let's just,
Fire it up.
open the can. Crack this case open.
Awesome.
There's no bottom? All right, let's go find out.
Very funny question. Woody, do you sing to the aquarium fish?
Oh, boy.
Gus knows I'm not going to say
That's-
anything, but you just may see that very soon.
Oh, my God.
With some special fish.
Come to Norway. Why doesn't anybody invite us to, like, warm places? Everybody's like, you should come to Siberia. We have a great hole here. You want to come down? It's like,
Cold, though, hole.
I mean, I appreciate the invites, by the way. I do want to go to Norway.
I do,
That's
too.
cool. They have that, have you seen
Northern
the rock?
Norway is like where you see the lights.
Have you
and
seen the rock that
Arctic
is
Circle.
like about to fall? That's never been anyone bigger than me. Like, it's just waiting for me to fall.
Oh.
It's like you've seen it? It's like a top of mountain. It's
Been
like
all
a
through
rock.
there, but I don't know. Maybe. I want to go to the northern
Yeah.
Norway, the Arctic Circle. That's my friends are just coming back from there right now. They did a trip. I couldn't go.
Sounds warm.
And what we do is we hike when we ski. So we hike and then ski down, and I missed that.
Several
Is
people
Woody on
saying
caffeine right now? Absolutely.
obviously. Several people saying greetings from Greece or come to Greece. I love Greece, by the way. I always said that Athens is like the Detroit of Europe, but I love it. I really loved Athens. I loved all of Greece. It was awesome. One of my favorite countries. And it was awesome. Guys, imagine diving with Woody, and 3 hours into the dive, you hear Woody mumbling through the mask.
He doesn't have.
You bet that's going to happen.
I thought you were just going to stop there. Like, imagine you just hear Woody mumbling through the mask. He
That's
doesn't have to imagine.
24/7.
He doesn't have to imagine, but Aliana.
Can you try to get a permit for Devil's Hole in Nevada? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I
know.
Right after
thanks,
I have
James. I know you
lunch
guys
with Elon Musk and
dive springs. Are there any hot springs? There are. There are some hot springs that I think Dave Reiser keeps telling us about one he wants us to dive in Colorado.
What?
Yep.
Do either of you surf? No. Well, I don't.
Yes, I enjoy surfing. I'm not very good at it, but I love it. Hey, I do enjoy wake surfing on the back of a boat. That's my favorite. We just ride the wave. Hey, that's a good question. What's my favorite coffee? You know what? I'm going to get shot for this.
Oh, boy.
I love Starbucks coffee.
Oh
I know
God.
the real coffee drinkers don't, but
Get out of here.
It's just delicious.
No. Somebody's asking us, when are we going to go dive the pyramids outside New Orleans? Fun fact. After that video came out, the one about the pyramid, somebody says, I'll give you guys $500 if you go dive the pyramids.
Well, then.
I said no.
What?
I said,
why does that have to be the answer?
We don't
No.
take
it's
money
just
like
as
that.
easy to say yes.
Yes.
I'll
but
give you $500. Yes.
there's no pyramids.
Yes,
Like
there's
what?
pyramids.
I said I
that
feel
guy
bad.
filmed them.
I said I feel bad taking money and then showing you there's nothing there, which is exactly what there's there.
No, I
And
don't know about that.
and he said, start a GoFundMe. I'll start with 500, and then more people will donate. I said nobody's gonna donate because nobody wants to see us go to New Orleans and dive a pyramid. There's no pyramid.
Well, there's something there.
No.
There is something there. We saw the video.
Yeah, there's rocks. We saw that.
I don't know what they are.
Anyway, so yeah, people are saying you should start with a GoFundMe and we'll pay for the trip. I didn't do anything about that, but anyway, the people want to see us do that. You see, like people saying it's like I will definitely donate. Well, I hate to let people down like that. You know.
Luke, have you guys done much diving around shipwrecks? It is one of my favorite forms of diving are wrecks. I love the South Florida wrecks. They keep sinking more and more of them, and mainly, because they're warm. But we have different levels of wrecks there, from recreational to technical, meaning they're below 130 feet. But I also love the wrecks of Chuck Lagoon. Unbelievable, warm, clear, beautiful in water. Indo-Pacific water.
Yep. So people like Starbucks too. I don't know.
I like it. I mean,
Pepsi or Coke? Coke, obviously.
Easy.
Have
yes,
you guys?
a lot of blackwater diving. Have you ever done blackwater diving?
Yep.
They have a really cool blackwater dives off of Fort Lauderdale. You don't even have to go to like Hawaii. I've done it there, but yes, it's super. I mean, it's like Alien Nation.
Right. Cold brew or hot coffee from Starbucks. So horrible or terrible? Which one?
Huh? I love Starbucks coffee. None of them are terrible. All
They're
I
saying-
know is Aliana right now
Oh my
is
god.
supporting me.
Jesus.
I just love the name. Thank you.
Where are you from, Aliana? Let's just find out. Because she says she's Latina. I don't know.
I just love her name.
Yeah.
She's
It might be
beautiful. She's probably is beautiful as a person, I bet you. There's something about a name that defines a person. I bet you anything. She's open-minded and sweet and like
Sounds like an
interested.
attack. Personal attack.
No, what? Oh, well, yeah, against you. I don't mind doing that in public. If that's
Great.
James, a cup of Death Wish coffee with a pack of Swiss Smith hot chocolate mix. Best mocha coffee you will have. Cool.
Death Wish coffee. That sounds awesome. I would try Death Wish coffee. That sounds cool.
Funny, actually, I think.
What were the main changes that your channel have compared when you had 10,000 subs or compare when the channel now has more 100,000 subs? I don't think there's a whole lot of change. I mean, it's the same thing. We're still creating the same videos and we still have the best subscribers ever. I mean, nothing really has changed for us.
Maybe we've gotten a little bit better with the ability to communicate back and forth on the videos.
Yeah.
So we're learning as well.
Let's see what else. Any advice for someone with inner ear issues? I'm not
it's
sure.
Tricky. My daughter, when she was young, she had tubes because she had really hard time clearing, and eventually the eustachian tube will loosen up the more you dive. And you can rub it, like push really hard on it and rub it as an exercise. So, again, it's a doctor question, but I do see people that struggle with that. It gets easier for them the more they dive.
Yep. It's been 16.5 years since I went diving. Should I do a recertification or a refresher? My advice is to just take the class again.
Study, fish, repeat. Why do I love pink? Again, been talking about it the whole time. Just send me an email. info@divetalk.com. I will give you.
Man, what's on Gus's desk? Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. I don't even.
What's not on Gus's desk? That's why.
There's
that's
no way you
question.
know that number. The funny part about the question is, he has no idea.
No idea.
Because it's piles of piles, and they're not like in any organized.
No. Well, I mean, I kind of know. I know there's knives around here.
Just look at this place. By the way,
there's knives over there. There's camera gear.
No, but the desk is mind-boggling.
I see a battery. There's books. I have books in here, believe it or not. I see 2 books. Movies.
I've never seen this much stuff on a desk.
Look, I have movies like this one,
which is really handy to have on your desk.
A DVD, which I don't have anymore, but I got. It's cool.
Some of our fine camera gear.
Mike for the movie. Mike Young is in this movie.
I don't know. It's hard to describe the desk, but it's a complete and utter mess.
No, it's not. I do have cool stickers too. Let me show you this one. And this is a gift that I got. Look, I got a kind of like a take on Patty, but a little bit different. That was cool. I have this.
We need a studio tour. I think, not right now, but we will.
Super badass sticker from Models for Divers, by the way. Nice. Kraken fighting with a diver. Love that thing. I always said that if I ever get a tattoo, that would be it. Because the design is unbelievable.
Combat Ace keeps on asking, so I'm going to answer your question. Is Woody on the spectrum? That question I don't like. I think it has a tone of I believe that everybody has a right to be involved with diving in every capacity as long as they have doctor's permission. So I will answer it by saying it's just an inappropriate question. I have plenty of issues, but that's just not a question that I think any of us would find to be humorous.
Yeah. Have we ever panicked while diving? I don't think so. No, I've never seen Woody panic either. Let's see.
We are going to be diving Roaring River.
Yes, at some point. Bring Dr. Doug on the show to answer dive medical questions.
Yes.
Fun fact for all of you asking about the podcast, go to divetalkmedia.com. Divetalkmedia.com takes you directly to our podcast. Episode 10 is Doug Eversole answering 10 medical questions. Pretty interesting. Before we shut video, it was just audio. Do you prefer saltwater or freshwater cave diving? Yes. Is there any difference in the prep or the equipment? Not really. Just carry a little bit more weight if you're going to be hitting saltwater. Yeah. Ever dive in New England? Nope.
I haven't.
Most stressful situations while diving. I don't have one. I know that Woody has rescued people that would have died if he didn't do anything, but I've never been in that position, thankfully. So that's great. Tips for taking your mask off on the water. Just flood it first. It's easier to remove it if you have to do that. And close your eyes if you're wearing contacts. Let's see.
With ordinary air, I would recommend not going below, honestly, probably 100 feet at the most. I would not go below that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would take a class so that you can go below 60 feet. I would take a deep specialty class before you drop down to those depths.
Yeah. Was there someone that inspired you to become a cave diver? I think both of us were influenced by Doug.
I would say Doug.
Yeah.
And Mike, for me, Mike Young as well, because he just talked about it so much at Inner Space that I was like, I just really enjoyed Mike right away and watched his videos and presentations in the evening, and he kind of encouraged me. He's like, I want you to become a cave diver.
Absolutely. There are several divers that I wanted to dive with. To me, I had like this trinity, this trifecta of what I considered to be the most elite cave divers, which was Ed, Mike, and Brian. Ed Sorensen, Mike Young, and Brian Kakog. And I've had the opportunity to dive with all three of them now, multiple times with all three of them. And I've loved every one of those dives. I mean, they're just amazing.
Yes.
Let's see. Do they have mouthpieces that can be custom fitted to your mouth for breathing? Yes. It's called Secure. You can research that.
David, this is a good point. You said these guys say everyone should become rescue certified, and I absolutely agree with that. It will escalate your diving, and it will escalate your abilities to deal with an emergency situation for yourself first. By the way, that's what we teach first, is self-rescue is the most important skills you'll learn, and then helping rescue somebody else.
Yeah. Why is there seem to be a strong preference against full face mask? I just don't see a whole value beyond very specific dives.
They take specialized training. They're rather big. You got to be careful with them. There's different procedures for clearing them. There could be CO2 buildup issues. I use them all the time at the Georgia Aquarium. To Gus's point, though, because we have to, in the tight environments, we're on what's called surface supply. So we need to talk to the tender on the surface in case we need to communicate about air situations or whatnot. So to me, it's a tool only.
Yep.
But there are classes for it. I actually teach the full face mask class.
They're asking how our day's going. Going great so far. We are 1 hour and 48 minutes into this 15-minute live stream that we said we were going to do.
Let's
just live stream for 15 minutes. Here we are, an hour and 48 minutes.
It doesn't feel like it, though. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hold up HD.
Yeah. For your super chat. Thank you. What equipment do you think will be revolutionized in diving in the next 10 years to improve diving and safety?
I said it earlier. I think it'll be that dive computers are going to finally get away from the old algorithms of the decompression theories that have been around forever, and they will start monitoring what's going on with your body and changing your deco profile on the fly. I believe that's coming. That's my favorite thing I've heard about.
Yep. What kind of watch do you have, Gus? I have a few. I rotate them, but this is the one that I wear the most. It's a mechanical watch. I don't like... I mean, I like them, but I appreciate the engineering behind mechanical watches. I don't like the Apple watches or like electronic watches overall. I enjoy mechanical watches.
Hi, Vera. Vera.
Dude, what is with
Somebody
you and
asked
the
me to
names
say
today?
Vera. That is
my
also a
God.
pretty name, but I don't believe that the name Vera should be said in an
Why
American
do you have
accent.
to pause?
Because it
Just
doesn't.
say Vera. That's it. You don't have to.
Vera.
Oh my God.
And my eyes close typically when I say
Why?
it as well. I don't know. Her name makes my eyes close.
All right.
Vera.
How about you read Juan's message right here. Juan's Yaurra. Go ahead, read it.
Wait, where?
Juan's message is scrolling up.
flying by.
It's like halfway through. Right here. Juan, just read it.
Gus Woody, saludos desde Argentina.
Good job.
That's perfecto.
That's pretty good.
You know, when you speak Spanish to me, even rapito like you do, I understando, comprehendo. Perfecto?
I can't even.
No bueno.
Okay.
Ask me if Susana's in La Cocina.
That's,
Just ask
let's not.
I had to memorize
No.
that passage when
Forget
I took
it.
Spanish. Is Susana en la casa? Oh, Susana is en la cocina.
Oh my
That's
God.
how I was taught.
Good job. Let's see. Shark hats.
Everybody who got the shark hat for the shark ecology
They're sending
class,
pictures.
by the way,
look
flip
awesome.
the teeth down. Those teeth, it's like a rim, a white rim. Just so you all know, those flip down. They don't come flip down, so you got to flip them down so the teeth are pointed down. By the way, everybody's going to be wearing that. That's tomorrow night. Is the first ever Dive
class.
Talk virtual class tomorrow night. Wow, what a turnout we had for that.
Yep. What cave are we diving next? It's going to be
Ginny.
a cave in Florida. Ginny Springs.
Yep, Jenny.
Pretty soon.
Thank you, Thomas.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much
So much.
for that and for the encouraging words. Gus, you deny that Woody's an alien and can talk to fish.
I don't know
Do
why
you
he does
deny it
that.
because you're hiding him from the men in black?
Why do you have to deny what I am? Can I be what I am? I am what I am. Why can't you just accept who I am?
Honestly,
If you accept who I am, I will come hug the tightest squeezing hug you've ever had right now.
wow. Such a
That's worthy.
generous offer. I feel like
that really did make me laugh. Oh, that's funny.
it's not a denial. It's more of a. I am blown away that other people keep bringing this up. That
Because
people
it's-
believe it or
I
encourage it. Even like it's
know
why.
it's true. Did you, Woody, have some stressful situation in a rescue? I mean, I definitely
boy.
had a pretty serious situation, one in particular with a rescue. Yes, it was pretty intense for sure.
Do you plan any shark ecologies to repeat in the future in the next months?
Oh, we
or
are
would it be
gonna-
available later to watch?
So we're going to do one, and we're going to announce it soon. That's a morning session, so the Europeans aren't having to do it way late at night.
Yep.
Andrew, I can't wait either, my man. I can't wait to meet all you guys that are coming to the meetup. And please, for at least for me, I just want to be one of the, what do you say? One of the gang. Like I'm not anything special.
Right.
I have a YouTube channel. I just want to hang out with you guys, eat with you guys, laugh with you guys. We get to dive together. Let's just, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to it, man.
It's gonna be awesome. How do you guys feel about dual CCR for cave divers, or do you prefer open circuit bailout? Again, it's like a tool. It depends on what you're trying to do. Dual CCR is more cumbersome. It's a lot more complex. But if you're doing like a deep dive like the one these guys did in New Zealand to 245 meters, dual CCR is the way to go.
Bailing out is always a good recommended option for a problem on a rebreather. Always, always bail out first is a totally appropriate answer. And one that I know that the new KISS education tools, slides coming out, highly recommend.
Right. Somebody's asking
Yes,
if you
we do work as instructors. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry about that.
if you follow all the correct deco procedures, can you just carry on doing multiple dives, or is there a limit on how many you can do? There is a limit. There's a CNS clock limit that basically tells you within 24 hours how many minutes of 100% oxygen your lungs can take. That's the equivalent in CNS and oxygen toxicity units, or OTUs. Super technical, but yes, there's a limit. You can dive unlimitedly. I mean, you can always do anything once, but you can burn your lungs if you do it too much. So there's a limit. In open circuit, if you do recreational dives, it's almost impossible to hit it.
Yeah, you can have single dive effects, or you can have long-term effects.
Right.
And that relates to CNS oxygen toxicity, which can cause immediate effects that aren't pulmonary related, but are actually convulsion related. It can affect your nervous system, or it can ultimately long-term possibly affect your pulmonary system, related to your lungs and breathing. So 2 different things we're having to monitor as it relates to CNS oxygen toxicity.
Yep. If you went diving, what other hobby do you enjoy? I enjoyed riding my motorcycle. That's fun. That's a new hobby that I've had for a few months. I don't have any other hobbies. I don't play golf. I don't do other things. Wow. Woody does everything. But I don't have many things.
James, thank you. And also Ken 10. Who do you recommend for full cave training in Florida? For Rebreather, you've got a bunch of exceptional ones. It could be Doug Eversole. It could be Ed Sorensen. But they both will only teach full cave on a rebreather. I believe actually maybe even the KISS rebreather.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of good ones, though, in Florida, but I'm used to those guys the most.
Yeah. And open circuit, I would just work with Cave Adventures. They have great open circuit cave diving training as well.
I agree.
What kind of motorcycles do we have? Woody and I have both Indian Scout Bobbers. Mine is white and his is black, I guess. But other than that, they're basically identical. How big is the risk of a tank blowing up from high pressure? Isn't that a bit scary? Tanks are actually equipped with high pressure valves that would blow up before the tank blows up. Typically, you're putting 3,000 psi in a tank, and the valve, the overpressure valve, is rated to 4,500. So if you plug it in and forget it or something like that, even though that's really not a thing because you have banks and there's some other things, sure. But let's just say theoretically you plug it into something that has 20,000 psi or whatever. When it gets to 4,500, it would blow up the valve.
Burst disc.
The burst disc.
It'll just start letting air out.
And in bars, that is 300. So you fill a tank to 200 bars, then it will have a valve to 300. If you go to 300 before the tank blows up, that valve will go off. I believe when you hydrostatic test tanks, they go up to 5,000, just to make sure that the tank itself will go to 5,000, but the valve is 4,500.
What kind of open circuit setup is used in caves? All kind, but yes, we would recommend side mount. So Cave Adventures is definitely going to recommend side mount. Absolutely, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You can be sure they're going to say side mount.
Yeah. Do you wear motorcycle? We keep getting motorcycle questions, which is cool. It's exciting. Do you wear motorcycle boots and all of the personal protection gear that you can get?
I do.
I normally don't.
I do. Every time I do.
My jacket has protection on the elbows and the shoulders and all of that. Yeah. My boots are not specific for motorcycle riding, but they're really good boots. They're Samberland boots. They're Italian boots. They're nice. And very sturdy. No steel toe, because that severs your toes if you have an accident. Right. But my jeans, I wear regular jeans. I've been looking at buying riding jeans that have more protection.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't either. I wear regular jeans, so that's true.
But I do wear gloves and helmet for sure.
Gets hot for sure at times. Let's see. I'm trying to read some of the questions here.
Which cave is the biggest that you've dived in 2022? The Abaco. I mean, the thousands and thousands and thousands of feet, miles and miles of caves.
Yeah. Dan's cave.
Yeah.
And Abacos.
What do you think of the X-Deep side mount harness compared to the Hollis? I don't have any feedback on that.
A lot of people love it. I think that KISS ultimately will go with the X-Deep as their out-of-the-box rebreather harness, but I dive the Katana 2 on the Sidewinder, so does Gus.
Yep.
Fantastic.
What kind of open circuit setup is using caves? Redundant. So side mount or back mount doubles, but always redundant.
Longest dive for me is I'd have to open my app. I think like 200 and maybe like 20 or 30 minutes, something of that nature. I'd have to glance at it, but it was something like that.
At what age will you guys retire from diving?
Well,
what?
It's weird to get stumped on a question. Retire and diving. Does that mean not diving?
When I die.
Once I'm done on Earth, I guess that will be the end of it.
What's the longest dive you've ever done? A little over 3 hours for me.
For me, it's like I've said 200. I think it's 20 minutes or something like that.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's funny, David. I thought retiring was diving. Exactly.
Best places you've gone diving not in Florida. I mean, what kind of diving? Cave diving?
Yeah. Great.
Bahamas.
Alex, very important question. Woody, have you ever dove alone? I know a dive buddy is very important, but it is safe in any scenario to go on your own. Listen, this is a Woody rule. I do not want to dive alone. I don't want to dive alone for many reasons. I personally think, even if you take a class, I think you have so many more options when you dive with somebody, and that somebody should be familiar with you and your gear, which could just take 10 minutes to discuss before you go diving. So the answer is no interest to dive alone. That's for me, personally.
Yep.
Yes, we do use the bubble sensor device that we used with Doug, but we're going to be doing that soon with Brian Kekuk. He wants to become O-Dive certified. That's what it's called, O-Dive.
Yep. What is the scariest thing you found in the water besides a person or an animal? What?
Scariest thing? I don't know. I've seen live ammunition and stuff, but I don't know about scary. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one.
Pedrick, he got certified this last weekend. Congratulations.
Oh, that's huge.
Good job. That's awesome.
Very good news.
What games do you play at the casino?
I like Pai Gow poker a lot because I like to hold the cards and I like to set my hands. You're playing a high hand and a low hand.
You play poker?
I like Pai Gow.
I don't know what that is.
Phenomenal. Look it up. Pai Gow. I love that game.
Interesting.
It's really you get to think, you get to hold the cards and set your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pai Gow's cool.
Interesting. I don't gamble, but I do play poker. I like poker. I don't regular Texas Hold'em poker.
Yeah, and I don't gamble
enjoy
much, but when I do, I like Pai Gow.
Maybe we should do at the meetup. We should do like an annual poker thing.
We're not gonna have to. I mean, we have so much going on there. At the meetup, we're going to do try rebreathers right in the pool.
Yes.
So a lot of the people coming will be able to get on our rebreathers and try them.
That's right. All right, let's try to wrap up here. A couple more questions, and then we're calling it done for this 15-minute live stream that now has 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Thank you for being a member, Gamer4206.
I'm broke. How much do you charge for your rebreather class? Well, when you start the question with I'm broke,
it's expensive, guys. I mean, it's not. I mean, the class itself is about $2,000 plus the rebreather. I mean, you have to budget. I always tell people a good $14,000 or so by the time you buy all the gear and the class. You really do. It's going to come out to that level of expense.
Do you have a P.O. box? Yes. Our address is right there on the screen. 3605 Sandy Plains Road, Suite 240/500. That's our address. So you can send us whatever you want there. We do love getting stuff from subscribers. We get postcards from you guys from dive sites and places you go. I love that. Once in a while we get boxes. We got a huge box of snacks for me and Woody. Woody ate none of them. I ate them all. It was great.
I was wondering where they were.
Great snacks.
All the Cheetos are gone?
Dude,
what happened to them?
They were gone day one. They were awesome.
Thanks
Thank you to whoever sent those snacks. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Gus, for thinking of me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, we love that for sure.
About my idea of that octopus or aliens, just honestly, forever since I was a kid, I believed it. They're too intelligent. They could do things that are just mind-boggling, and there's a lot of data supporting it. But I think we should wrap it up. Wow, there's so many great questions. I hate to go off, but we'll do more, and we have some really epic videos coming. Do you want to? I guess my closing words are always the same. They're always going to be the same. I don't ever want to forget how privileged we are to have your guys' trust and to have all these subscribers. I don't want to forget it. I don't want to ever let it go to my head. I know you're trusting us with that. I recognize that, and I just need to do better and be thankful for it. And that's my closing words generally every time I say goodbye to you guys. So thank you.
Thank you. James asking, when is the next giveaway and what will it be? Is the 100,000 subscriber giveaway, which 100% my fault. It hasn't been set up, and we'll be setting that up soon, and there's a bunch of prizes for that.
But the Shark Ecology class, on all of our classes, I like to do giveaways. So we have some really cool surprises for the Shark Ecology class, which is the first one is tomorrow night, but then we have some other ones coming. So, all right. Thank you, Terry.
Yeah.
I see your heart. I do. I appreciate it as well.
And what's her name again?
Huh?
The name you've been saying like a million times.
Aliana.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Great crowd. Great attendance for an on-plan, unannounced, let's just go live for 15 minutes type of thing. And now we've been live for 2 hours and 6 minutes. Thank you, everyone, pitching in with a super chat. We really appreciate that. It really supports us going out there. I have a list of videos of original content that we want to shoot. Our own original ideas with our own original stuff. Some of them are hilarious, at least in my mind. When I think about,
I bet they are.
When I think about the crazy stuff that we're gonna do, some of them are suggestions from the contest, which we are like, we're doing these regardless. Whether they win or not, we're doing these because they're so good. But obviously, all of that is possible based on your super chats and you becoming members. Memberships really, really help. Even though YouTube gets to keep a huge chunk of that, memberships help.
They do help. But I feel bad. Luke, you said we missed your super chat question.
Oh, what was it?
Madalena, you just gave us one. Thank you. But I feel bad. I don't want to miss anybody's super chat question. That's very generous of you to do. Oh, wait. How did you guys meet? Okay, okay. Sorry about that. Really fast. Through scuba diving. Gus started to dive with Sea Ventures, where I taught. And I got the privilege to be his instructor in some classes, and we became close through that process. That's it.
Yep, rescue class. He was my instructor, and here we go.
So
I don't think we missed anything else. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And new video coming up on Friday. This is an original one.
Yes.
I
funny.
don't even want to spoil it. It's hilarious. So thank you again.